Hi friends, my name is Poppy and I'm an alter in a dissociative identity disorder system. Today I thought we would talk about non-human alters. A non-human alter is any alter that identifies as any type or species that isn't human. But how is that possible in a human body? We have to remember that DID is a trauma-based disorder and that it's an adaptive coping mechanism, meaning that it always wants to keep the person safe. So why a non-human alter? A child might think, I cannot survive this, but you know who could? A big, scary dragon. A child might think, this trauma makes me feel like I'm not human, like I'm just a robot that takes orders from everybody. A child might think, my favorite animals are bears, and bears are really comforting to me. And any one of those thoughts could create a non-human alter. If you have any more questions about non-human alters, please let me know and I'll answer as many as I can.
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Now, in previous videos, when I have played TikToks like that one with people claiming to have DID or dissociative identity disorder, some people have gotten very upset in the comments, telling me not to pick on them or not to make fun of those kind of people. And I'm not picking on her or making fun of her by any means, but rest assured, that is just a young lady who slapped a wig on and pretends to have people and dragons and others living in her head. People that really have those kind of disorders, schizophrenia, DID, things like that, they don't talk like that. That's all for clicks. Anyway, welcome back. If you're wondering what's going on the screen here, I don't know. It looks like someone went to a barber shop to get a haircut, but what is it, some kind of ice sculpting competition in the barber shop? I don't know what's on his head. I don't know.
You look ridiculous.
Figure out what was on that guy's head. I don't know. Anyway, this logic this person comes up with is really weird. Oof, roll the film.
I'm a gorgeous, sexy transgender woman. Now, if you're a man who is looking at me and worrying about how you might be gay because you think I'm hot, I've got some great news for you. You're not gay. You're just transphobic. So rest easy, transphobic dude, bro. You're gonna be just fine.
What the Buffalo Bill?
That means you're gay.
I just cannot honestly believe that these people, honestly, I think there is no distinction between them and real biological women. I can't believe in their heads. I think we're all getting trolled. Anyway, just like the last fellow we just heard, this lady has a lot of self-confidence in what she says. However, what they say after, they think that they're hot and beautiful and sexy, whatever what they say after, it's the nonsense. It says, fatphobic isn't a thing. Stop normalizing obesity as a lifestyle. Roll the film, please.
Just a reminder that I am very fat and very sexy, and I am 100% glorifying obesity, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Holy cow.
Jesus. I don't understand. That's great. If you want to have self-confidence and exude confidence, you should. But to say that I'm glorifying obesity like that lady just said, or guy before that said, you heard what he said. Jesus. Anyway, I think we all remember when Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was asked by Marsha Blackburn, was Senator Blackburn, Congresswoman Blackburn, I don't know. Marsha Blackburn, what is the give her a definition of a woman? Couldn't answer it. Well, in Australia, something similar happened. Now, this is an older clip. It's about 5 months ago, I think. This is Department of Health in Australia, and this guy is asked what the definition of a. This is the Department of Health. This guy's asking definition of a woman. This is their response. Roll the film.
That is one which has troubled me for a great deal of time with the bureaucracy here. Can someone please provide me with a definition of what a woman is? Department of Health. Definition of a man, definition of a woman. Anyone?
It's pretty basic.
Basic stuff. Professor Murphy.
I think there are a variety of definitions, and I think
just a simple one.
Perhaps to give a more fulsome answer, we should take that on notice.
You're going to take on notice the question of what a woman is.
No, well, there are a variety. It's a very contested space at the moment, Senator.
It's not just a woman who's born a woman.
But there are definitions in terms of how people identify themselves. So we're happy to provide our working definition on those.
One of the. I've only been here 2 years. That's the best thing I've seen thus far.
I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here, because it's getting ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Yes, man. This is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
You're going to take on notice the question of what a woman is.
No, well, there are a variety. It's a very contested space at the moment, Senator.
It's not just a woman who's born a woman.
But there are definitions in terms of how people identify themselves. So,
boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
And the little kids come through for the save once again. Oh, God, kids are brutally honest, and you gotta love it. I don't understand. We all know that Australia has gone woke along with the UK and the United States and a few other places. I don't understand why they just can't say it's an adult human female or what. The simple definition. Why can't they say that? I don't get it. What are they? These are adults. They know. They know that guy's sitting there going, yeah, I know, but I just can't say it. What? Just say it. What? Who cares? What's going to happen? People like this on the screen are going to yell at you? Oh, no. Anyway, I don't know. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. This is an abortion rally protest or something, and it's always these people who are the loudest, probably the least people that have to worry about getting. Never mind. But what? Okay, that's fine. Be loud. But what are you wearing? What is? Ugh.
Oh my God, look at that whale.
All right, let's jump over to politics for a minute. Now, these people, and it always seems to be the Democrats, they're either lying, pandering, or just plain making gaffes. They're just a big giant gaffe machine between former Vice President Joe Biden, Carmelo Harris, and Nancy Pelosi. They just can't stop, none of them. Anyway, before I roll the clip on this one, I have to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video. Today's video is being brought to us by our great friend all the way from Scotland, Grant Ramsey. Grant, thank you so much, sir. Now, Grant has been a member of this amazing community for a long time, way back since almost the beginning. So, Grant, glad to see you still hanging around, my friend. I love it. So thank you once again for sponsoring today's video. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below. And I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. Joe Biden is in Puerto Rico, pandering to the Puerto Ricans. Watch Jill Biden's hands when he says this. This is hilarious. She knows. Roll the film.
But we have a very, in relative terms, large Puerto Rican population in Delaware, relative to our population. We have the 8th largest black population in the country, and between all minorities, we have 20% of our state is minority. And so I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home politically. And so we came here for a long time, both.
Say what?
And so I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home politically.
You're a liar. You're a liar, you slimy scumbag liar.
Now, I'll tell you what. I watched, 15 minutes of that speech, and Jill's hands were locked together, fingers were locked together like that for just about every part. I think every part of that speech except when he said that. She looked like she took her hands apart and wanted to wring his neck. Anyway, so Nancy Pelosi, things never really changed with the Democratic Party. She's saying now what they were probably saying back a long time ago about people picking things. Roll the film.
Can do for our economy is to have comprehensive immigration reform. We have a shortage of workers in our country, and you see even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here.
You been doing a bit of boozing, have you? Sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine?
Oh, Nancy, that wet brain gets to you. You can't really control what you say, huh? Jeez. She said it the quiet part out loud. She just told everybody exactly what she thinks of the illegal immigrants. Just like when the Democrats, back in the days where slave days, where they needed somebody in the fields, in the cotton fields, they need this. That's how these Democrats look at people. I mean, all right. Anyway, next up, what? It's the caption says, So I just got misgendered. Excuse me, but do I look like a man? Huh?
She's a man.
So they get pissed if people like us do it, but then you get posts like this. It says, how do I stop misgendering myself? I do it all the time, and it annoys me when I will be going about life, and I refer to myself as a man within my own head. What the?
That is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
All right, guys, we are going to be wrapping it up on this video. So if you made it this far, give yourselves a round of applause, a pat on the back. You guys know I cannot do this alone. So thank you so much for trudging ahead, making it all the way to the end with me here. Thank you guys so much. So this is a school librarian promoting a book that's been banned in some places called Genderqueer. Now, I'm sure some of you have heard it. It's a big controversy right now because this is a graphic book with explicit pictures of acts that shouldn't be shown to children. I'm sure if all these parents saw this book that was being promoted to their kids, they would be horrified. This is a school librarian promoting the book Genderqueer as one of her favorites. Of course she is. All right, guys. Take care of you. Listen, things are clearly crazy out there, so take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll the film, please.
Hello, it's Miss Corcoran and Abe yet again hanging out in the library talking about the Teen Reader's Choice Award books. Next up, we are talking about this graphic novel memoir by Maya Kobabe called Genderqueer. One of the things I loved about this book is that it's a great window and mirror book, meaning people who are questioning their sexual identity and their gender identity are going to view this book as a mirror, a reflective experience of their own. And this book's also a great window for people who want to understand that perspective. It's a wonderful story about someone who's finding out who they are and embracing it. And I love that there are resources and it's super educational. There's nothing I did not like about this book, and it's actually the top banned and challenged book of 2021, according to the American Library Association. But you can come check out a copy here from the library.
You're disgusting!
Oh, yeah? And you ain't black.